Morning, and Tom O'Connor is a cybersecurity analyst with lan.ie. He is on the line. Tom, you're welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Joe.
Now, Tom, we were reporting last month in October that the homepage of Central College here in Limerick had been hacked, and the message being displayed said, "This website has been hacked by the Islamic State in Syria. Ireland expect us," and there was a photo of a terrorist holding the ISIS flag. Now, I have to say, I actually thought, well, that must be a prank. It must be some youngster acting up with good technical knowledge. But you don't think it was a prank?
This is happening quite a lot in Ireland. Actually, this month, 110 Irish websites have been defaced, and over 60% of them would have carried radical Islamic messages. So it's very likely it could have been, somebody sitting in Syria, and literally what they're doing is they're hacking hundreds of websites at a time and just spreading their propaganda out, and that's their part of the caliphate or whatever they're supporting. And it's quite common in Ireland now to see this sort of thing on websites.
So these weren't youngsters acting up?
By the looks of it, no. It looks very similar to a mass defacement, which hit quite a number of websites across Europe.
How does it work? How do they do it?
So these guys, they wouldn't be very skilled hackers. These would be script kiddings. So they would be scanning thousands of websites at once, literally thrown right to the wall, and look for one specific hole. And when they find that specific hole, they go in and they do a quick defacement. They report it to a website which mirrors the defacement, and then they move on to the next site. And this has been, this sort of practice has been in play for, I suppose, the last 10 years. But we're reaching such a critical moment in technology that we're so surrounded by technology that it's really out of control at this stage. Like 110 Irish websites hacked this month alone. It's crazy. This morning alone, you can go on the ITA website, that's the Irish Public Administration Board, and you can buy counterfeit Viagra because they were hacked, and they're not aware of it. This is something that's just jumped up on our monitors here in Land this morning. So we as a people have reached such a critical moment in technology.
What is the motivation then of somebody like Islamic State for doing this?
Well, for these guys, it's basically they see it as a cyber war and spreading their message as much as possible, and basically getting their message out there, getting their propaganda out there, and basically saying, this is their part of the war of the West, that they're going out and they're facing all these websites in countries which have freedoms.
Right, and Tom, how serious could this get? I mean, in the specific case of Central College, it was something that they got experts in to fix and they moved on. But I presume that if somebody is more expert, they can do a lot more damage to websites.
Absolutely. Nowadays, companies we deal with, they're being trained against cyber espionage because everything now is around by technology. I suppose in regards to website hacking, any data, the Limerick College didn't appear to have too much online, but any if it was a big website form, for instance, and they stole the logins and passwords, typically a regular person uses the one password in 81 different places. So all those users' data could be a serious breach. You might use the same login and password for, a PayPal account or an email account, and then it's the damage to the university as well. They're going to get penalised by Google for the website being hacked, and it might come up as being not a safe website now for a while.
But that doesn't seem fair. I mean, surely they would have put the normal protocols in place. It's very difficult to avoid a hacking, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. We're so surrounded by technology at the moment. Somebody can actually steal your credit card number from their mobile phone. They can walk up behind you. They can put their mobile phone towards your back pocket, and they can actually skim the credit card number through the chip that's on the credit card.
I mean, for example, and I know it was a physical act that caused Crimea to be plunged into darkness over the weekend. Their electricity was cut off. Could an organisation like ISIS, through hacking, plunge Ireland into darkness?
Absolutely, yeah, and that's we're already there. They could plunge us into darkness. They could cut the communications. Our college students are so, if they wanted to, they could attack a telephone exchange and take it down. If they wanted to. This is basically the future. This is what we have to protect against. We submitted a report there last week, which showed ISIS activity in Ireland, and we listed just over 20 accounts all across the country of supporters of ISIS in Ireland. And we reckon if we spent more time and the more research, we could get that number up to about 50 accounts in Ireland. Yeah. But it's scary stuff,
Well, I have to say, Tom, that when this first happened, it was no more than an interesting story for us. But of course, it's been put into much sharper relief because of what happened in Paris. When they say ISIS, Ireland expect us, is that what they really mean?
Well, you have Shannon. We have Shannon Airport here, and every other European country seems to be putting controls and measures in place, precautions in place. I'm definitely a person that believes that Ireland should be taking this threat seriously, and the government should be taking it very seriously. I would be of an opinion that we even need to look at the Ministry for Defence and maybe see if that needs to be changed. If that needs to be a sole occupation for a ministry now.
Yeah. Explain to me in a little more detail what your organisation lan.ie does.
So we're an IT support company. We IT support businesses all across the country. We're also cybersecurity experts. So when we support a company's network, they can be assured that they're hacker-proof.
Okay, Tom, listen, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Really interesting to talk to you, and thanks for flagging this issue for us. That's Tom O'Connor, who's a cybersecurity analyst with lan.ie, talking about recent events.